As you guys can see, I've got the hood open. I'm getting ready to try to fix the PCV valve, replace the elbow hose. Nothing too complicated, but again, if you have this car and you've never had this problem, like I've never had this problem, I figured I would just share it. There might be one person out there searching for how to do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the elbow hose, just kind of readjust the PCV valve and replace that really worn out hose that's been sitting there forever, which I believe is just part of my power problem. All right, now this particular hose is quite dirty, so I'm going to use a rag just to not get my hands all dirty. But this is what we're going to be replacing right here, this little elbow right here. It's quite loose on the other side, so let me see if I could just pull it apart. This side, oh, it came right out. Okay, so there we go. So as you guys can see, it was in pretty bad shape. It's pretty worn out of a part there, not in the best condition, and it's starting to swell. So it's definitely not the original hose. So we're gonna try to fix that. We've got the Dorman replacement for this. It's the official elbow hose. So I'm just gonna wipe things down and replace it. All right, so this is the end where the hose was connected to. So the PCV valve pipe is actually in great condition. So I'm really just wiping it down. So this is the other side where it goes into the air intake. And this here is the side that I'm fixing up. So that's simple, just clean it up now to put the new hose on. So as you guys can see, the Dorman part comes with two different size hoses. There's a little bit of a taller elbow hose and there's a shorter elbow hose, and you use the one that best suits your needs. So I'm going to find out which one I'm going to use, and then we're going to install it and clamp it on. All right, so as you can see, I've already put the clamps on. The only reason I didn't videotape that is because I needed to use this tool to gently, you can see this, pinch both sides. I had to use a tool to pinch both sides, loosen it up, and then I can connect it down there. So I'm going to start with the top one here. Pinch it a bit. Slide it right in there. Start by getting it on there as tightly as I can. I've clamped it on there pretty good. I'm just trying to get the hose to slide in. A little looser there. And this clamp really works, let me tell you. There you have it. The part is on. So what I'm going to have to do now is slide it through. If you couldn't see it in the last take, I got the clamp on here now. It's holding it nice and tight. I'll adjust it when I'm done. Now I just have to loosen this clamp and push that down nice and tight. It's a really nice fit so far. Just going to squeeze, and then kind of tough to do with my left hand here. Then I'm going to squeeze it and press down. I need to get the hose to sit in there nice and flush. Here we go. So the Dorman hose is a very, very snug fit. I'm going to use a rag so I don't give myself a good cut. Alright, that's pretty darn snug right there. Want to be sure. Just want to be sure, because that's the whole reason I had this problem to begin with. Is that it wasn't sitting proper. That feels pretty good to me. It's feeling pretty solid to me. So, sorry I didn't record every inch of that, but it was quite a trial because this hose, although it looks like it's the perfect size, I had to adjust it and lift it more here so it can give me a little more depth going this way because it was popping out on the other side. So I'm assuming that after I've had it on for a while and it gets some heat going through it and the hose softens a bit, I'll be able to then clamp this, not clamp, but push in the valve a little deeper into the hose. Right now it's just holding on. So I'm trying to just clamp it really good so it doesn't pop out ever. What we're trying to avoid is it coming out on the other side, if anything. So it's all back in place. And again, it's just going to be a matter of this secondary hose down here loosening a bit over time to allow more, just a bit more flex there. And then once it does, this will pretty much be in great shape. Right now it's just a bit out, and so I'm trying to just get a little bit more of the valve in there, but then it immediately pops out of the other side. So that's kind of my challenge, is to keep it in on the other side. So for now, this is pretty good. I'm going to show it to you guys up close. Okay, so now I'm starting to understand why they might have used a little bit longer hose. So it's fitting great here. If I had like a 1/4 inch more in this direction, it would seat in perfectly. As you can see, it's in there, but it's not completely in there, and that's what's happening on the other side as well. So I'm hoping that over time this will get a little softer, a little looser, and then I could just gently nudge it forward and it will go in all the way, and then on the other side as well. But let me show you the other side. So as you can see right here, it is almost all the way in. It's a little tiny bit loose, but it's because on the other side I can't get enough, I'm trying to show it to you here, to get it all the way in. All right, so right here I have just a tiny bit of a gap, and it's the same amount of gap on the other side. As you can see, there it is connected. I'm going to follow it across. Can't really see it perfectly, but there it is, and there's the elbow. So it's in there. It's just gonna need a little time. I'll just check it periodically, kind of to see if I can make it fit even better. But let me tell you, it's better than it was, and we now have a brand new hose. So I think it looks great. Super simple installation, minus just a tiny bit of fitment that I had to go with that I didn't record. All right, so as you guys can see, that was a pretty simple install. All I needed was a rag and this simple little wrench right here, and I was able to install the new elbow hose. It would have took 10 minutes, but I had some fitment issues. Got it in there as good as I can. So it's a short little video, how to replace an elbow hose and sort of adjust your PCV valve. I need to watch it over time just to make sure it doesn't slide out, and then just once the new hose starts to, you know, be a little bit more flexible, then I'll just kind of readjust it, make sure the fitment is perfect. So not a long video, but I hope you guys like the content. Again, just slowly trying to get this car to run a little bit better daily. I just detailed it, and it's starting to work a little bit better. The gas gauge is working again, which I was told by the mechanic would not work unless I changed my entire gas tank. So that has not yet been the case. Really, I just need to either weld that metal back into place or find a way to get it back into place. And so we'll be looking to do all that next.